Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. How are you all doing? Premier League football was back. We hadn't had that in about a fortnight. And no, I'm not talking about the game, which has probably caused most of you to lock yourself in the basement and neglect your families. Who am I to judge? For dinner last night, I had a bowl of shreddies. Shreddies for dinner. The life of a YouTuber below 100,000 subs. Jesus Christ, can you imagine if I somehow had children to feed?
Sorry kids, YouTube monetization is down this week. I accidentally said a bad word during a 12-minute video. Hopefully this plate of oxygen and a handshake will keep you going until tomorrow.
And yes, I'd greet my kids with a firm handshake. Formal, distant, and wishing they didn't exist. Think Jose Mourinho's relationship with Luke Shaw. So yes, we are slowly inching towards that 100k. Just like my great uncle in a 200-kilometer marathon. And I mean, he died 13 years ago, so that sort of shows the pace we're moving at. Honest to God, Arsenal will probably win the Premier League sooner than I get my hands on the 100k plaque the way it's going. Anyway, enough talking about subs. Although do put in the comments what you want me to do for the 100k video. Within reason. One guy wanted me to visit Adam Johnson in prison and show him my videos. No! Anyway, I'm sure you didn't click on the video to hear a guy prattle on about his subs for a minute. Jake Paul is that way. And by that way, I'm hoping in some underground human mousetrap which he cannot escape from. So let's get into the football.
Arsenal outside, they were a bunch of f***ing useless wankers. Danny Welbeck, his f***ing haircut's ridiculous. Andrew Wobby, how dare he be on the football pitch? Every single one of those players needs to hand in their f***ing paychecks. Especially Hector Bellerin, absolutely f***ing disgrace. Aubameyang on the front, 60 minutes for that piece of shit. Bring back Aya f***ing Sunogo, the f***ing postman. Sack the f***ing lot of them in the morning, except Jack Wilshere, what a sexy human being. I'm sick of it, Robbie. F***ing sick of it. Sick of it. Sick of it, and that's for Arsene Wenger. It's time to go.
Well, that was an experience. No, I'm obviously joking. If Arsenal Football Club burned down in the morning, I wouldn't give a I just wanted to see what all the hype was about. I mean, everyone else seems to be ranting about Arsenal to the point of almost heart failure every week, so I just want to see what all was all about. I don't feel any different. Is this the part where I'm supposed to get a Rolls Royce now? I don't know how it works. I mean, I know my voice is in absolute tatters after that, but is this the point where the views come in, or where Hector Bellerin falls out of the sky and starts criticizing? I don't know. I don't know how it goes. But Jesus Christ, who has got the energy to do that every week? So Arsenal have been taking a lot of stick this week, and by the time this goes out, they're going to be playing Man City again. But look, lads, this was a Carabao Cup final. A competition brimming with about as much credibility as Jedward's music career, who I'm still convinced weren't actually genetically conceived, but are more ideological constructs of Louis Walsh's wet dream. Yes, Arsenal didn't turn up against City. Yes, they got a pasting. Yes, Arsenal fans had to suffer 2 Wembley defeats in a month. Lads, this isn't the end of the world, alright? Try and talk to a Newcastle fan about only getting to reach a cup final. Try and talk to an Aston Villa fan about being stuck in Europe's second-tier competition, where you still have a trip to AC Milan in the next round. Granted, AC Milan's evolution over the last 10 years has gone the same way as Lindsay Lohan. Try and talk to a Millwall fan, granted you'd probably get your head kicked in, but still, my point remains. A bit of perspective, Arsenal, please. I mean, yes, your players possess all the backbone and spine of a badger on kerosene the other day, but this is the Carabao Cup. Why the f***ing melodrama? This is the Khloe Kardashian of cup tournaments. And just like Sol Campbell's political campaign to be Mayor of London, and or Paul McShane's career, nobody takes it seriously. You want proof? Alright, February 2004, back when many of you were fetuses, and YouTube was just a figment of some nerd's imagination. A world before Justin Bieber, Logan Paul, and YouTube boxing events. Anyway, it was the second leg of the Carling Cup. Arsenal had already lost the first leg 1-0 at home to Middlesbrough. Does Wenger send out the big guns and easily rescue the tie, advance to the final, and put the first piece of silverware on the board? Well, here was the team. Graham Stack, current goalkeeper for Eastleigh. Kolo Toure, Martin Keown, Pascal Saigan, Ashley Cole, Ray Parler, Patrick Vieira, Edu, Gail Kalishi on the wing. Well, at least he was subbed off for Quincy Owusu-Abbey, Jose Reyes, and last but not least, David Bentley. 3 years later, the Gunners get to the final. Mourinho puts out a strong team, and Arsenal counter that with Denilson, Walcott, Justin Hoyt, and Jeremy, God help us all, Ali Adier. Wenger does not care about this competition, and why should he? The Carabao Cup is to the FA Cup what Phil is to Gary Neville. The slightly dimmer version that everyone just kind of pretends isn't there. In Phil's case, it's just to give him the women's job and just keep them out of the way. Try and concentrate on not f***ing everything up. Don't work in sandwich making analogies in your team talks. Yes, it's not nice to lose, but lads, calm down. This is a competition that could be called the Chubby Bunny Cup next year if enough money is thrown at it. How is that a respectable competition? I'd say there's a certain Arsenal contingent who would still act like someone is pissed in their chips if they watch their under-18s lose a pre-season tournament in Southeast Asia. Anyway, what do you think, Arsenal fans? Am I talking shit? When are you ever not? Get back in the cupboard. It's the sort of competition where if you win it, great. Well, if you're a Swansea City fan, great. I mean, if you're a Swansea fan, that achievement is getting stapled to the fridge. You'll kick your son out on the streets and dedicate his entire bedroom to a shrine of the tournament. If you're one of those big clubs, the cup will get chucked in the basement along with gift cards, receipts, and Luke Shaw's career. So getting on to the Premier League, there was one game built as a mammoth tie this weekend. A giant game, a clash of the titans. Manchester United beat Chelsea, but at the end of the day,
who gives a semblance of a
apart from the millions of people who tuned in and the 75,000 who bought tickets. Having said that, Lamina Koenig turns up at the Stadium of Light every second week and doesn't seem to have any interest in the game unfolding out on the pitch in front of him. I mean, I can only assume he spends the 90 minutes daydreaming about Pokemon or something, cause there's no way a concentrated footballer can make that many mistakes. Somewhere in North Washington, Jimmy Traore's ears pricked right up. But seriously, yes, there was top 4 writing on this, but in terms of the title, Clash of the Titans, not a chance. Yeah, I was roasting to death, so that's what this is. It did have the potential to be the mother of all awkward encounters though. Jose Mourinho was welcoming Antonio Conte to his home, a home where he has criticised his own supporters for not being more like Portsmouth fans. A set of fans who apparently sing louder despite the fact their club has been repeatedly chucked to a shredder the last 10 years. Considering Mourinho had accused Conte of match fixing last month, it's surprising these two not only shook hands, but refrained from lacing their water bottles with poison. 5 years ago, Jose would probably try to poke his eye out or something. Alvaro Morata continues to look like 2018's answer to Fernando Torres, exemplified by this. Willian is through, takes a look up, sees Morata with the freedom of Manchester inside the 6-yard area, thinks better not pass to the fellow who hasn't scored in 10 games and, you know, can't finish his dinner, instead rifling in from an acute angle, while Morata probably went and cried himself to sleep. The host hit back, Romelu Lukaku actually scored against a big club and hell didn't freeze over, before setting up Jesse Lingard to score the winner in the second half. I honestly don't know what's happened with Lingard this season. Before we just knew him as that irritating kid with the most punchable face in Great Britain. Alright, second most. Third most. Alright. Enough, alright? West Brom are gone. I mean, they have to be at this stage. 7 points adrift at the bottom of the league, with half their team out on the pitch allegedly stealing taxis. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to mention that. With their star striker having hamstrings made of cheese, and with their manager having the tactical and motivational nous of a wet yogurt. The Baggies just lost 2-1 at home to Huddersfield Town, meaning they have now lost their last 5 games. Everything that could go wrong at that club is going wrong. Jay Rodriguez, the sacrosanct choir boy of the Premier League, who looks like he attends mass 3 times a week, has ended up being charged with racism. What next? As a few days gets done for attempted murder. Salomon Rondon looked like he almost needed counselling after snapping James McCarthy in 2. Yeah, cheers for that, Salomon. More Glenn Whelan in an Irish shirt. Can barely contain my excitement. And let's not forget half the team, and Boaz Michael, going out on the pitch and forgetting the etiquette of using a taxi wasn't stealing it. But lads, just why on earth did West Brom sack Tony Pulis? Yes, I know watching the football on a weekly basis was about as much fun as irritable bowel syndrome, but the man was also allergic to relegation. Somehow, he will drag you over the line and keep you up. Apparently Chris Brunt, the man who has committed 10 years of his life to West Brom,
oh, I've wasted my life,
came out and had a go at both his teammates and the manager after the defeat. How the hell does this even come out of the dressing room? I want to know who the rat at the Hawthorns is, and Brunt just needs to go Tony Soprano on him, because this is not the first time it's happened. I mean, remember the dressing room spat between James Morrison and Saido Berahino a few years ago? That came out. Even the taxi thing last week. You'd swear Paris Hilton was the tea lady at that club with the amount of gossip that comes out. Sorry, I was just imagining what it would be like if Sam Allardyce was my manager. Now yes, Sunderland fans would probably sacrifice their firstborn child to get Big Sam back. In fairness, considering it's Sunderland, I'd say the kids wouldn't even have that much of an objection. Jesus Christ, that was f***ing dark. Disclaimer, Sunderland fans, please don't throw your children off the bridge. Big Sam is not coming back. Maybe if you slashed prices at every kebab shop in the northeast area, you might have a better chance. But anyway, Watford Everton, Marco Silva probably watched this game and wondered how the f*** am I unemployed? Considering Watford and Everton were fighting tooth and nail for this man a few months ago, it seems strange he's now on the unemployment scrap heap, especially when Alan Pardew has a job. While Everton lurched to one spectacular defeats under Big Sam. Harry Kane is a freak. How is this man graduated from Leicester City's bench in the Championship to becoming arguably Europe's best striker in the space of 5 years? For all the world, he looked like he was the first coming of Patrick Bamford back in 2013. Gangly, uncoordinated, and developing a chronic addiction to warming the bench. But no, he's just scored his 35th goal of the season against Palace in 36 games. As for Palace, they've now trickled down to 17th, only out of the relegation zone on goal difference. They also have a centre forward who looks like he has now forgotten how to play football, and is now about as useful on a football pitch as a dead body. Put away the camera, Logan. Brighton and Liverpool both recorded 4-1 wins over Swansea and West Ham respectively. Glenn Murray continues to make everyone forget that he was arrested a month ago, sort of swept under the carpet that one, while Mohamed Salah continues to make Jose Mourinho's judge of a player look more laughable by the day. Newcastle United this season is a bit like a blind man walking his dog. They can't hold on to a lead. Yep, that's the top quality banter that you subscribe for on this channel. Please don't throw eggs at my house. 2-0 up away from home at Bournemouth thanks to 2 goals from Dwight Gale. The Magpies looked in control. And then they the bed. John Joe Shelby missed a great chance to make it 3-0. Adam Smith pulled one back, and then Dan Gosling, remember him, the guy who spent 4 years stuffed under the stairs at St James's Park, stole 2 points from his former employers. Stoke City played a game of football. They didn't win. I might as well just keep recycling that clip for the next 10 weeks or so. Right? I mean, when you've got Paul Lambert as your motivational guru on the sideline, it's not exactly inspiring. It's like being a passenger on board the sinking Titanic and trying to plug the hole of paper towels. They took the lead at Leicester through Jordan Shaqiri, a man who must look at his teammates and ask his agent, why do you hate me? Before Leicester levelled after Jack Butland chose to spill a cross into his net. Remember when Burnley were the surprise package this season and winning nearly every game? That was fun. Sean Dyche's men have not won a game since the 12th of December. That is 12 games. If someone had told you without context at the start of the season that Burnley will go 12 games without a win this season, you would have thought, yes, absolutely nailed on relegation. No, they're still 7th. And Sean Dyche still sounds like he has half a ham sandwich lodged in his throat. Sean, please for the love of God, clear your throat. That last minute equaliser from Gabbiadini moves Southampton up to 16th, but good lord, they've made a mess of their season. Samir Nasri's been in the news. Remember that story surrounding his intravenous drip treatment in 2016? Turns out you can't do that, Samir. And as a result, he's been banned from football for the next 6 months. I'm not sure how effective a punishment that is. Considering he already didn't have a club, you might as well put an embargo on Madonna to stop releasing #1 bangers.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe!